Got another thing. Look at this. Pacific Rim finally getting the love it deserves. Mostly Chinese companies, but so Infinity Studios, I did a unboxing of both of these. Showed you around. Love these figures. The Gipsy Danger is not out from Infinity Studios. They're still working on it. However, I saw this one, and it's Gong is the Gong Gipsy Danger is the brand. At least that's what I found online. There it is, up top there, Gong. I just unboxed this legendary licensed figure. Here it is, Pacific Rim die-cast action figure. So now I have shown you before the Bandai Soul of Chogokin Gipsy Danger. I had one that was broken. I ended up selling that one. I do have another one in a box. I haven't unboxed that one yet. Probably unbox that again and compare it to this one after I've done a complete unboxing. But anyway, I'm going to get this one out of the plastic. We're going to do an unboxing of this one and take a quick look at the Gong Gipsy Danger die-cast figure. See how it compares to these two right now. And then later on, maybe tomorrow or a separate video, I might compare it to the Bandai. Okay, look at that. That's outside the plastic. Nice plastic slip cover with, you can see the image of Gipsy Danger back there on the inside box. We'll show you. You can already notice that there is some minor box damage already. I'm not having luck with boxes, but anyway, these are coming from China all the way to the United States, so a little understandable. Anyway, side of the box. Very shiny plastic slip cover. Back of the box. This is with the slip cover on. There's that damage in the corner there. You know, there's damage, a little damage to the box, but anyway, so far really nice box presentation. Get this slip cover off. So you can see it's just a translucent slip cover. And that writing is on the back of the slip cover. Okay, so there's some writing on top of the box. So look at that, very nice box, very nice presentation. But anyway, it's got slides out of the side here. There's styrofoam in here. Let's go ahead and slide that out and take a look. Okay, so here's the styrofoam inside. Let's go ahead and lift this up. Push against that. Oh, there we go. Hold it in place there. All right, Gipsy Danger inside. Nice packaging here. So the head is separate. So you can feel the heft of that already. All right, hold on. So where's the head? Up here? Oh yeah, that looks like that's the head. Then what is this? Okay, so it comes in some pieces. You got to do a little assembly here. Oh, these are the shoulders, it looks like. Let me not get them mixed up. And then there's the head. Okay, so that comes, and then you've got the blades here. I know there's a couple more blades. I have to look through this box a bit. Let me assemble this. Okay, this is a plastic underneath the foam. You flip it upside down. And then there was another plastic underneath, and that's this right here with some effect parts. The chain sword, I think the chain sword is flexible. some arm replacement. Looks like part of the stand. It does come with a direction booklet, user guide, a Ziploc. So I put the shoulder pieces on, but it does have a feature I wanted to show you for where you put the head on, and that is you can lean this back and see how that separates, like in the movie. So then you can snap the head in there, and it can release like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so here's the Gong Gipsy Danger assembled, and you can see the size comparison to the Infinity Studios. Smaller than the Infinity Studios, but very nice figure. It's got articulated fingers, individually articulated fingers. Very nice posability. I will say it does. I'm gonna have to get this SOC out. It either feels the same weight or just a little bit lighter. Let's take a look. So there's batteries in the helmet up the head, which I gotta figure out how to turn the electronics on. But here's quickly the back. All right, hold on. I bent the legs out. All right, so here quickly the detail on the back. Front, nice paint jobs. It has some of the very similar gimmicks to the SOC. There was a, you see that piece, the chest piece moves, everything, like these two chest pieces move. It has ab crunches, moves at the elbow, swivels at the, it's hard for me to do with one hand, but so I might take the I'm gonna have to go get the SOC and compare them. But so it does have light up features. I got to get those working, but I don't think it came with the batteries. I got to open it up to see if the batteries may be inside. It definitely wasn't in the box, but it did have that one of those slide out things that you had to remove to get the batteries to work in the helmet. So maybe the batteries are inside the figure. Okay, so it looks like I'm probably going to have to do an unboxing of the SOC because I want to compare them. But this is the family I've got right now, excluding the Li Jing, which I have of this guy. But he's a 6-inch figure. But anyway, these are the more premium figures. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing of the SOC so that I can compare. So if you've never seen the SOC box, would this come out in 2017? Maybe even longer. When did this come out? It's the GX77. Here's the back of the box. Here's the poses it tells you can do. My Gipsy Danger, the one I did sell, had a broken leg. I sold that one for like, these are $240. I sold it for like $80 because I did sell it as damaged. So the buyer didn't know that he was receiving a damaged item, but it had the box and everything. But anyway, yeah, and I think it's because I tried to do this pose that I may have loosened that leg. So it shows this, and you can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to do that with this one. This one is going to be a little bit less. Anyway, there's the box. And the thing I will say, and I'll probably show you some pictures, they had the whole series planned for this, and they actually did tease it. And they actually had the SOC of the Crimson Typhoon done. They displayed it at a Comic-Con, I believe it was, but they never released it. And I was so disappointed. And I was waiting for somebody to start doing this line again. And fortunately, Infinity Studios is doing it. I don't know about this company. They're new. I've never heard of Gong before. What I will say about this figure is I do know there was a bootleg coming out for the Gipsy Danger, the SOC, and that actually got canceled. was a Show Z store had it up on their website. I had pre-ordered it. It got canceled, and I'm kind of wondering if it morphed into this Gong figure, and perhaps that was the bootleg, because it does have a lot of the same features as the SOC. But anyway, let's compare it with the SOC. Okay, so a quick look at how the Soul of Jogokin Gipsy Danger comes. And let me see if I can get out of the light here, put some shadows on things. But yeah, this is how it comes packaged. These two are in the larger box together because that box is a little bit big, but it's actually, you know, not that big a figure. But anyway, that's how it comes. And this one actually has the battery separate. And just lift this up, and there's the figure underneath. Okay, and well, let's go ahead and I'll take that out. Okay, so the good news and the bad news. The good news, this does actually feel a lot more premium than the Gong. The die cast and the paint and the figure itself is a lot more premium, a lot more die cast, and you can feel it. The bad news, this is straight out of the box. I just opened this thing. It's been brand new. I just cut the tape today, and look at that. Out of the box, damaged. Right out of the box. So, yeah, if they ever were to re-release these, they would have to fix whatever problem that is. But oh my God, I mean, brand new, out of the box. I've never touched this thing. It's been sitting in there, and it's busted right out of the box. So that's the second one I had that had the same thing. Now, I said before I even opened this up that I probably did it just by posing it, but I didn't do anything with this one but open the box. And that's how it came, damaged. So, I don't know what they did with these, but that is extremely disappointing. But I will tell you, other than that hinge, whatever they did with that hinge, I don't understand what they did. It does feel more premium. The paint job and everything is a lot more premium than on the Gong. The Gong is a lot more plastic. However, the legs are not floppy, so yeah, they screwed up. Whatever they did on those legs, they screwed up. But the SOC also seems more proportional than the Gong. Gong is a very nice figure. If you did miss out on the SOC, even if you got the SOC, considering that they seem to be damaged, but you can see the paint job is actually, it's very good on the Gong, but it is still more premium on the SOC. You can see a little bit more paint detail in the abs and the hinges, like they have the gold paint, and you know, even on the legs where the reds and blues are painted is a lot more accurate. Very nice. So the SOC would have been the better figure overall if it not for the fact that it comes damaged. And this is the second one that's damaged out of the box. So, but I'm very disappointed with that. So I would actually say you might be better off just getting it. I know they still have these online, but you might be better off just getting this, knowing that this is like $200. These are going for over $300 now, brand new. And this one was brand new in the box, but you don't even know what you're going to get. You might get a damaged one like this one the second time, and it's damaged. I mean, that's ridiculous. So I was hoping that they would finish this line. And if they ever do, if they decide to go back, because it looks like Pacific Rim is getting popular again, or at least collectors-wise, I hope that they re-release this figure. I hope they fix whatever part that is causing that problem. But you can just see the paint job, though, is to me is much better on the SOC. There's just more of it, and there's more contrasting. Even the little decal there is much more, hard to tell with this camera, but much more defined. So, but this is a nice figure too, and it definitely, for the price, you might as well go with this one. But anyway, there's the Gong is a little bit bigger, definitely smaller than the Infinity Studios. I I can't wait for the Infinity Studios Gipsy Danger. That looks like it's going to be premium. And it's that Infinity Studios also looks like it has the head feature that I showed you here. With the electronics, it looks like it's going to have much more premium paint. So overall, I would recommend the Infinity Studios. If you're going to go with the Pacific Rim line, I would recommend getting the Infinity Studios. Hopefully they release this one again for those who missed it. This is a beautiful figure, except, you know, I've shown you in the other videos how I had some issues with that. But anyway, that's a quick look. I'm a little disappointed now in this. I mean, come on, really. That is so disappointing. Bandai, really. And it, you know, this isn't the first issue I've had with a Bandai figure, but you know, there's nothing I can do about it now. This is how many years old now? I think it was 20. When did this come out? It might have even been 2014. I gotta look on the box. I think that's when the movie came out, right? So no, actually on the box it says 2018, but I'm pretty sure I got it in 2017, at the end of 2017. But it says 2018 on the box, but which is right there. But yeah, I hope Bandai goes back to this line and re-releases all of these, because I would definitely get it, even though I'm getting the Infinity, because this is very premium. The paint job is beautiful. The die cast is great. Just these hinges are horrible. They got to fix that. But even in the feet, the articulation, and the Gong has all the articulation that's in this figure, which makes me think it was originally the bootleg, and they just went ahead and turned it into their own figure. That's what it seems like. But yeah, so that's a quick look. I might do another video. Who knows? I always say that, and then I never get around to it. But right now, I'm kind of disappointed with opening this one up and finding out that it's also broken. Okay, so in the box, on the directions, it does say that batteries are inside the chest and inside all the parts of the figure. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, show you some light up features. Okay, so I'm going to give you my impressions of this. But first I'm going to show you some cool. So the batteries are in here. You have to press on the face mask, the actual plastic face mask. And then over here, you can press in here. And then, so let me see if I can press it without, I'm going to feel it. All right. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. So my impressions of this figure. This is a really cool adult toy. If you like Gipsy Danger and you like to play with your figures, this is really cool. It's got a lot of cool features. It's fun to handle. It doesn't feel as premium as the SOC, but it works. And, you know, the parts aren't breaking off and everything. But let me just, you can hear that thing spinning. Look at that. That is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, I don't know how long that would go for, but we're going to go ahead and turn it off for now. Let me see if I can. Anyway, turn it around, and you just press in here. And then for the helmet, you actually have to press the plastic piece. I'm doing it with my thumbnail. I don't know how long that's going to last. You can scratch it, but you got to be careful with it. But it does feel like a really cool adult toy, and it feels like something that's fun to handle and play with, and the articulation is really cool. Like I said, it has articulated fingers. It comes with additional accessories. There's a couple videos up that are a little bit more detailed. So if you put in Gong on the Gong Gipsy Danger, it'll show you a little bit more of the assembly and whatnot. I'm really just doing an unboxing, but and just a quick overview. But so this is the part of the stand, and then these these you can more flexible, and you can bend them. The chain sword, you can bend them, and then this chain sword is, you know, more sturdy. You can't bend it; it's hard plastic. But then you have all these effect parts in here that can attach to the figure. And these also light up. Maybe I'll take those out of the box real quick. Okay, look at this. So this is the part you can pull his arm off, and you can attach these, and it comes with additional effect. Look at the lighting on that. It comes with additional effect parts. So here's one of the parts you can attach to the front of this beam. So you just press that in, and it lights up. So I gotta say, I am impressed with this figure. It's a lot of fun. That's where this figure shines. So it might not feel as premium as the SOC, but it's just a lot of fun. It's really cool figure. I hope the Infinity Studios is as fun as this one, and putting it together and everything. But I'm gonna definitely have this one out to play with and handle. So I'm going to show you quickly, because I'm not going to go into all the articulation and everything. But if you want to see that, I'm going to show you the video that I use on YouTube to actually figure out how to use this figure, and that's this gentleman here, which I don't know how to pronounce his name. But if you want to take a look, you can put it in there. But he does a good job of showing off all the articulation and everything. And I used his video to figure out how to do a lot of this stuff. But see, he's got drop hips there, really cool. But anyway, I'm just showing you his video to show you that's where I got the information. And if you find his videos, save him, because when he comes out with these figures, I usually go on his videos to see how to actually handle them, because sometimes I don't understand these directions. And with the lighting, I didn't understand the directions, other than I understood how to turn this piece on, but I didn't understand how to turn the helmet on. But I watched his video. But anyway, that's a quick impressions and unboxing, and definitely like the figure. And I might give you a little bonus piece regarding the SOC at the end. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up, and I might give you that bonus feature. I'm going to show you what that might be at the end. But first I wanted to show you, when I was talking about the SOCs and when the SOC came out, how I was looking forward to the whole line. But anyway, this was Bandai's preview of the SOC figures. But that's the Gipsy Danger that did come out. That was the completed Crimson Typhoon that never did come out. And then these were the teas of all the figures that they were going to make, the SOC line. I do hope that they eventually come to their senses and make this, and of course fix the Gipsy Danger problem with the hinges. Because the figure is really nice, except for those stupid hinges. Whatever they did on the in those hinges suck, and they keep breaking. But hopefully they fix that, bring that one out, and then make the rest of the line, which obviously they had here. There's a placeholder for the Eternal Alpha, and then I can't think of, is his name even a? Yeah, so Legendary, they had all the rights reserved. But anyway, so that was the teaser that they were going to make the rest of the line, and then they just ditched it. This is the teaser for the Infinity Studios. So that's the one that's out. Then we have these are the others that are supposed to come out. That one's out. These are the other ones they're supposedly making. And then they have the Gipsy Danger in there. So that was the next one that was supposed to come out. Something happened with that, so they came out with the Eternal Alpha. But anyway, now, as I was saying, the bonus feature. So this is my OCD at the time when the SOC came out. Nobody was really buying it, and that's why they probably canceled the line. But then they started discounting these, so I ended up picking up not two, but there you go, a third one, brand new in the box. So I might unbox this one and see if this one is broken, or if this one actually is, not broken in one piece. So that might be the bonus feature. Unbox another one and see if it's actually intact. But anyway, okay, so here we go again. So that's the one that's broken. That's the Gong. Highly recommend it. Really fun. As you can see, that's still taped. Brand new. So let's go. Maybe the third time's the charm, and this one is actually working. All right. So here it is outside of the box. Place your bets now. Is this one intact? And no, it's also broken. That's 3. That is 3. Out of the box. This is ridiculous. Oh my God, that's so horrible. I guess they're just breaking while over time, you know, because maybe the day, if I had taken this out of the box in 2018, maybe it would have been fine. But they're probably just so, I think they were over tightening them, because when I first took the original one I had out, sorry about my leg in there, the original one out, it was really, really, really tight, that hinge, and it was hard to move. But I think that's what's happening over time. They're just breaking in the box. So if you're intending these, honestly, you're probably going to see mine up on eBay. I will mention that the hinges are broken, but you know, and I'll probably just put them up for auction, because this is ridiculous. So these figures, though, are super premium feeling. The die cast and everything it really feels nice, and the paint is really spectacular. But that hinge is just, wow, that is so horrible. And one leg on every figure is broken. I sold the other one. So this one, the right leg is broken. And this one in the left leg is broken. So maybe if I just keep them together, they make one complete solid figure. But that's ridiculous, man. What if I told you I had a 4th one? I'm not going to say I do, but I do. But I don't even think I'm going to bother with that one. But yeah, like I said, luckily I got these cheaper than they originally were selling for, because they were on sale. Maybe this is why nobody was buying them, because they were just, maybe people knew that there was a problem with them. But yeah, straight out of the box. So if you do intend on getting one of these on eBay and it's unopened box, that doesn't mean you're not going to get one that isn't broken. But that is so disappointing. That's 3. Count them, 3. All 3 of the Gipsy Dangers that I opened had the legs were broken. Like I said, the original one that I did open, the leg was just extremely tight. It was not broken. So I'm thinking over time that however they tightened it, whatever they're using in there, just over time deteriorates and breaks. But anyway, yeah, so that's broken. I think I even saw I don't think he mentioned. I think he mentioned he had a problem, Ultrazilla. I don't think he said exactly what it was, but I'm assuming that it must have been the leg on his as well. But he had his in one of the videos, but really disappointing. But anyway, I'll put it back in the box, pack them up, might end up on eBay. This video was about the Gong. The Gong, like I said, is a lot of fun. Just to reiterate, it's a little bit more plasticky than the SOC, but it's rarely posable. A lot of fun. It has all the same kind of gimmicks as the SOC, just not as premium paint. But it has the light up features. It has the head, the way in the movie, the way it comes down and it snaps in. That's pretty cool. From what I understand, the Infinity Studios is going to have that feature too. Hopefully the Infinity Studios has the light up features and everything. But looking forward to getting that one. I'm not going to say stay away from the SOCs, because like I said, they still do feel premium. Just understand that you can still put them on the shelf. Just don't play with them, because they're probably broken. But anyway, thank you for watching. This video kind of ended on a downer note, but there we go.